Defense Secretary Advisor. Now, Colonel, this is being described as an indictment of Trump's character, but how is it being described as anything but the subversion of presidential authority? Like a military coup.
Well, it is. It's subversion of presidential authority. It's also the destruction of civil-military relations that we've enjoyed in this country, almost unbroken for over the last 100 years at least. Unfortunately, I'd like to say that General Milley is an isolated case, but I don't think he is. And I think he's a product of the selection process that favors the sycophant, the yes-man, and really does not focus in any way, shape, or form on demonstrated character, competence, or intelligence. But we've now made another step over the last 20 years from just picking sycophants to actually insisting that the sycophants, the yes-men, assimilate and internalize this wokeism and all of these bad policies that are currently destroying the military establishment. And he is the perfect example of it. I just think he decided that his future is aligned with, you keep calling it the deep state, I just call it the military-industrial congressional complex. I think he sees his future there. He doesn't believe that anyone can come into this city, as President Trump tried to do, and change it.
Well, Trump had a kind of a romantic vision. You said this on my podcast today. He had a romantic vision, which you kind of have to admire, of the generals from like maybe the World War II era. Explain
the only generals that President Trump ever mentioned in my presence were MacArthur and Patton. He may have mentioned Eisenhower, perhaps Grant and Lee. I don't know anything about this allegation of German generals. I think he thought that he was dealing with men in uniform who were of the same character and cut as those men that I just mentioned, MacArthur and Patton and Eisenhower. And obviously that's not the case at all. There's no integrity. There's no understanding of their duty. I can't imagine any general officer coming out of the Oval Office and then picking up the phone and talking to a journalist about what he discussed with the president. Marshall never did it. I don't know of any chiefs of staff who behaved in that way.
But it's all to burnish his credentials going forward, whether he's on the board of a defense contractor or another corporate board. This is laying the path for Milley, not for America.
Precisely. America be damned, frankly. And, we have too many of these people. And someone has got to get in there and change it.
The Republicans have got to defund the nonsense in the military and not just fall back on we love our troops. Of course we love our troops. But until we use the power of the purse here and say, no, we're not funding this, they're going to keep doing this.
Well, somebody said tyranny like hell is not easily overcome and warned us about summer soldiers and sunshine patriots. Well, we've had too many of them. We need the real thing now. Somebody needs to stand up and say, we will not fund you anymore until you change these things. And frankly, we know they're not going to change it. It doesn't matter. We should do everything in our power to obstruct them.
Can we beat China in a...
Listen, I don't think we could really fight our way out of a wet paper bag right now. We're a mess. The armed forces are probably in the worst shape that I remember since the 70s.
Colonel MacGregor, this is a sobering conversation, but we need to have it, and everybody needs to know what's at stake. Thank you.
Sure.
And stay there because we have some new details about what the FBI did and didn't do